Hey guys, welcome back. Just got home from work. It's about 2:33, somewhere in there in the afternoon, and I stopped at Harbor Freight to get a couple things. So I need to do body work on the wife's car. So then we're going to start working on the Spitfire, changing out the rear wheel bearings. I got hub puller, and we're going to do the Rover lug stud conversion. So hang around. Alright, these are things I got. These bits I had sent to me from a anonymous subscriber, I guess, all the way from California. I have no clue, because there was no name on it. It had a company name, but no note, nothing. Just received them in the mail. So, hey, I'll take it. But, yeah, if you want to send stuff, go ahead and shoot me an email. And, well, give you my address or whatever. But I got a angle die grinder, which I've been needing so I can do some cleanup with on body work. I've been needing a side cutoff because the big 4 inches or whatever it is, it's just too big too, So we got the 3-inch cutoff wheel from McGraw. Both are McGraw. I got a needle scaler a couple weeks back or so, and it works fine. And then we got some Chief cutoff wheels. So it says 2.5 times the life. And we'll find out. But yeah. And then to do the body work, I need to pull the wife's hatch off the back of her car. So I got one of these with a discount. I think they were $27, but with discount they were right around 22. I can't remember, but I got one. If I need another one, I'll get another one. But I'm going to dive into this, get this together, get these pulled out, and then there goes the Amish. Again, that's what you get for living in Western Pennsylvania. And then we'll start working on the Spitfire. Like I said, we're going to do the Rover lug conversion. And I pulled the washers off because I am not sure with the depth. So I needed more reach. I think they'll work fine. But yep, I'm going to dive into this and get it together and put it off to the side and get into the other ones. Oh, I done put the ends in. The angle grinder, I threw this, I can't remember the name of it, but you got 2 different chucks. You get one that comes in the package, so you can lose it, probably never find it again. And you get 2 wrenches so that you can loosen it off. But I put the air nipple on, comes with instructions. Why even look at it? And then the angle grinder, it came with the wrench and Allen wrench so that you can put the blades on. I put another nipple on. I need to get some more. I thought about it when I was at Harbor Freight to get them. Forgot. And then you get these. Do not eat. Keep away from children. Okay. Who in their right mind that you put in, you got to remind them not to, do not eat. Somebody had to have done it because they're a freaking moron. But I could see keep away from children. But yeah. But yeah, got them together. Now I'm going to open up the stand, get that together. I'm going to oil these, run them. I got the air compressor fired up and aired up just to get them lubed and ready to use when I start on the wife's car. Yeah, the directions are kind of vague, but if you don't have any bolts and washers left over from a job, you ain't doing it right. No, that's for a different model. There's 2 different models in this instructions, but it comes with everything, all the nuts, washers, bolts, chain. This was a pain in the ass getting on this foam, but we got her on there. I think I'm going to swap these out for wig nuts, so I can just spin it loose and then it'll fold up even tighter. But she is together, getting ready to be used. I need to yeah, it's cheap. I mean, it'll do the job. That's the thing, be able to work on it. But yeah, let's do something else. Well, I could show you this. This is the, what the hell? Shit just jumping off the shelf. Okay, this is that hub puller. I ordered this off of eBay or Amazon, one of the 2, I can't remember. But it is one of the hydraulic or manual, which it's an upgraded version. If you've seen any of these in some of the videos, some of the guys were trying to use this and it just blew the seal. So you do have the regular adapter, which they suggested to upgrade. You need to slip this in there, screw that in, and you screw this in to it, and put your tip on the end. But it is for a universal deal. It is for a 4-lug, 5-lug. I'm not sure about 6-lug. Different bolt patterns, universal. I think it's 5-lug, universal, 4-lug. And she is heavy, so I'm gonna give this a go. For the cost, it was I want to say, I can't remember now. Damn. I want to say it was I want to say $80. I can't recall. But as you know, the church hole puller for these Triumphs, you're going to spend a couple $200, $300 on it. So I'm going to give this a go. I won't be using the hydraulic part of it. It's a 10-ton. We'll be using this with the impact gun, and hopefully we can get enough draw on it and probably, be able to smack this or shock it, and we'll find out. But got that, and then there's the wheel bearings, gasket seals. So those will be going in, the lug nuts. But the thing we need to do is when we pull this wheel, we need to pull the caliper, pull the hub and rotor assembly completely off, separate the 2, because the bolts come in from the back side of the rotor into the hub to hold the hub on, because you can't get the lugs in. So that will be the front, and then the backs will be using the puller, pop the hubs off, and it will be a fairly easy lug nut swap, because I got to put bearings in it anyway. Next day, got off work early. Was home by 12:30, but I got the heater going. You can hear it, fan blowing behind it to circulate. But I am going to start on the Spitfire today. Turn you on. Alright, I already got it jacked up, lug nuts off. Decided, I better pull the camera out and shoot some video on this. But I'm just going to do the one side since we really don't have a lot of time today. Do the front just to show you how it's done, and then next video, if I get a chance, we'll do the back. So let's get into it. Now, get the 2 bolts on the back side for the caliper. Try and get that cap off, and get the hub and rotor off. Alrighty, I turned the wheel so I can get in there with the impact. Loosen them off. And do the rest by hand. Set that right there out of the way. Now I need to get that cap off, which is, I don't want to booger it up, so we'll see what we got to do. Alright, we got the cap off. Didn't bang it up too much, had to use channel locks, big pair. Now we're going to get the cotter pin out. And always best to replace these once you pull them, even though I just put it in when I did the bearings. So we'll see if we can loosen that off. She's acting like it's threads are catching, so might have to look into that. Because she only hangs up in one little spot. There we go. Put that inside that cap. And then you put the thumbs on there, give her a little pop. Pull your D-washer. I like to hold the bearings in place and then pull her up. So let's take this to the bench. Alrighty. Pull the bearing just so it doesn't get lost. I'm going to recheck the race just to make sure. She's getting a little grubby, dark colored, but that's to be expected because the grease heats up. But what I was saying is that you can't take these lug nuts out because they're lug studs out because of the brake rotor being in the way. It won't. You can drive them out, but you won't be able to get them out because it stops it. So what you're gonna have to do, flip it over, and you take the 4 bolts off with it for the rotors, and I notice there's a little bit of grease here, and that might be from, I don't know why that, it doesn't look like it's the seal which is a felt seal. It doesn't look like it's leaking by it, but we'll clean that up. I'm going to get a wrench, get these off. And that's all the brand new hardware you get whenever you get the rotors. Don't lose your lock washers. These are fine thread bolts. Now, pull the rotor off, which is fairly simple, and now we'll work at getting these studs out. Alright, I have this just set down in the vise to where it's setting on these two tabs, and just so I got something to support it, and we're just going to take a hammer and whack them out of there. It's just that easy. Okay, now we'll show you the other lugs, how we're going to go about putting them in. Here's the difference between the two lugs. As you can see, they're at least a ½ inch longer, definitely beefier. They got the bevel, as you can see on both. The knurling on this is a little coarser than this, but that's fine. So this is what we are going to do. Slip that up in there, and then I have an old lug nut from a set that I didn't think thought it might work. Let me put a washer on there. I don't know if that's going to be, yeah, that's too big. Let me find a washer that will work, and I'll get right back. Alright, I'll reset you up differently. So here's the back side of the wheel stud. I cleaned up the hole. I didn't put any lube on, which I don't think we're going to need. If my Bauer impact gun doesn't do the trick to draw that in flush, then I'm going to have to get out the big gun and grab the air. So let's see if we can draw this in. Oh yeah. That worked perfectly. Might have to get a better washer. That one there's a copper washer, but as you can see, she is flush. So now let's just do that with the other four, and put her back on. Oh, okay, I took a little bit more grease. I cleaned this all up with a brake clean. A little bit more grease on the seal, and we'll line this up, and I'm going to have to look up I can't recall off the top of my head what the torque specs were for these. So I will have to look into that. But that was quick and easy. I've only been it may be only 10 minutes now since I pulled the tire off and pulled this off. I'm just gonna knock them down with the impact, and then I'm gonna find out what torque, and I'll do that before I throw it back on. But that is looking good. So we'll get this bearing thrown back in there. I may throw some more grease in there just to be happy with it and get it back on the car. Alrighty, I have been when you put it back on, you put your D-washer, which they call it a D-washer because the inside hole where the spindle goes through, there's a flat spot, so that hole kind of looks like a D. But throw that on there, and then you turn your nut to the point to where she's free enough, but just got a drag on it, and then you should be good. We're going to throw the cotter pin back through. And grab the ends. Now, you ain't going to be able to bend this inner one to the point to where it will go underneath the cap. The outer one will. So you can do that, no big deal. But if you want to, you can just take a pair of side cutters and nip it down. The back one, you will have to trim it down. So just look at where the cap would go, give it a nip, bend that inward. You're ready to put the cap back on, which I don't have a hammer with me. Get it to go on true, but you got the gist of it. So I'll grab a rubber hammer and give that a love tap, and then we're going to mount the wheel back on. God dang camera shut off, but I don't know, I'll have to look back and see where we're at. But I got this seated, or the cap on. Got the bolts into the caliper. Remember that this dust shield, the plates go in between the spindle housing and the caliper, top and bottom. Now let me grab my impact and get them the caliper bolts seated. Okay. Ouch. Run my foot over. Oh yeah. So get that going. Okay. There she be. Looking good. So, there we be. Next thing I'm going to get is some center caps. And I'm going to clean these wheels up over the winter. So they'll be coming back off. Because you got to put center caps in from behind. But I'm going to put center caps all the way around. As you can see, these rims have been painted. They're aluminum, but they've been painted. I'm going to strip them down, clean them up. They'll look a lot better original instead of painted. But yeah, there is the front end of the Rover lug stud conversion. And just to give you guys the torque specs for the caliper bolts, which are on the back side of the caliper, there's two. They are 20 to 25 foot-pounds or 27 to 34 newton meters for you guys over there and across the pond. The rotor bolts, the 4 bolts that hold the rotor on, is 25 to 30 foot-pounds, 34 to 41 newton meters. And then the lug nuts are 50 to 60 foot-pounds or 60 to 81 newton meters. I just wanted to get that cleared up for you guys. But yeah, there's another shot of the studs. Which one would you prefer? I have no doubt I would go with the Rover conversion. Easy, quick. I did that tire and taking the lugs off camera, but then I started filming probably in less than 15 minutes. Got it all done and back together. So now I'm going to do the other side since you guys don't need to see that. I will be doing the back here soon. The wife ran into town and she's coming back with groceries, so I got to go help her get stuff in the house. And I'll probably start on that another day after work if I can get up early enough. Saturday morning. Didn't get a chance to get out here during the week. And I feel this video's stretched out. But we'll do the back once in another video with the bearings. So we'll combine those two. So, yeah, just to let you know, I do appreciate all you guys. If you could, subscribe, smash the bell notification. That lets you know whenever I post new videos. If you like this content, leave a comment. I try to reply to all my comments. And it's a good way for me to find your channel. If I like your stuff, I'll subscribe and watch your videos. If you like this stuff, subscribe. Watch more videos. But, yeah, there you go. The Rover wheel stud conversion that I did on my Spitfire. So, give me a big thumbs up, not the finger. And, hey, why don't you check that video out? I think you'll like it. It'd be interesting. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.